in the heart of northern Mexico, the states of Coahuila and Durango. Over the course of the next 4 videos, based out of the city of Torreon, we're visiting some more lesser-known Mexican locations. Lerdo, Durango, home of the famous Neveria Chepo and famous aviator Francisco Sarabia. Matamoros, where Benito Juarez hid the National Archives during the 1800s. And did someone say Lonches Adobada? Of course, we're back in Torreon itself, exploring more of the city, including a mind-blowing all-access tour to the culturally diverse Teatro Isuaro Martinez. And Gomez Palacio is Torreon's sister city, with its bizarre Eiffel Tower and quite possibly the most flavoursome gorditas I've ever had. We're focusing on real life in Mexico, the history, industry, and the people which makes Mexico what it is today. Coupled with that, those people are what can make the difference between a place being just somewhere you visited or somewhere which develops a special place in your heart. Is Torreon the ultimate key to truly understanding what Mexico is all about? Stay tuned to find out. Good afternoon all, hope you're doing well. So here we are for part 1 of this mini-series within a larger series. This is actually part number 14 of my 2021 Mexico series. And as you've seen in the thumbnail and in the title, yes, oh there are pigeons, Jesus, we are in Gomez Palacio. I'm so happy to be here. This might come as a shock, but this isn't my first time in Gomez Palacio, kind of. I was here a few months ago. I got the taxi from here to Puente de Abuela when I filmed that video. But this time we are actually exploring Gomez Palacio, and oh my god, I'm actually quite surprised. I didn't expect it to be like this. Let's get going. So here we are in, you guessed it, Plaza de Armas. It's always called that, right? In Gomez Palacio, Durango. And look at the fountains. It's like a big sprinkler. There's one over the other side as well. And I walked up onto this rather large kiosco in the middle, and I noticed on the ground there's this mosaic pattern with pigeons. There are always pigeons. And it's kind of lit up with a yellowy green glow. That's because up the top there, and I'll put some other shots over the top where the lighting's better, there's like a stained glass roof, and the light is beaming down on this sunny, bright afternoon with these, I guess, like chandelier kind of things hanging down from the top. It's all very nice. And yes, I've had a haircut, finally. Well, I've cut my own hair. I forgot to mention just how excited I am to be back in the state of Durango, because it is one of the best states in Mexico. I don't want to cause any arguments. Gomez, right? It's the sister city of Torreon. And I think when people say sister city, it often kind of implies that it's lesser than, even though sister, equal, right? But it does come with that kind of connotation. And to the untrained eye, yeah, Torreon and Gomez Palacio kind of look like one city, but they're actually separated by a river and the state line between Coahuila and Durango. And as with Torreon being quite sort of industrial and a bit grungy and gritty in places, I feel like Gomez may be like that as well. I don't know. And I'm curious to explore in this video, are there differences between Torreon and Gomez Palacio? Because even though, you know, they're right next to each other, effectively in some ways they kind of look like the same city, they're not. Completely different and separate. Is there rivalry between the two? Coahuila versus Durango? I don't know. Check out this building. Hello Art Deco, 1940, El Emporio. It's beautiful. Look at those tall windows, tall narrow windows, all the black lines on it. That clock up there and that bit over the top of the like main doorway. That's the wonderful thing about Mexico. It's the perfect example of how architecture is global, it's worldwide. You don't just go to one city and find one style of architecture or one country. In Mexico there's Baroque, there's Art Nouveau, there's Art Deco, and of course you've got all the colonial colours, the yellows, the blues, the barred windows, more modern buildings as well from like the 60s, etc. And in the distance there you can see a church. Or is it a cathedral? It is a cathedral. This is becoming a recurring theme. When will I ever get it right? Churches, cathedrals. It's the Nuestra Señora de Guadalupe. They all seem to be called that. But is it open? Can I get in? Hello, Hans. Let's do a mini walk around in widescreen in Gómez Palacio. Taxis. Look at the buses, aren't they beautiful? Absolutely stunning. Farmacias similares, as you would see everywhere. Super colchones, refrigeradores, estufas. You know what I mean when I say that. And let's walk up here. It looks a bit like Torreón with, you know, the central area of Torreón with like the almost pedestrianised streets, but they're not. Let's cross. Some nice, interesting street art up here. Hopefully you can see it. There's a bit of shadow from the trees. Oh yeah, I think you can. Nice and colourful. The thing I noticed this morning, I was in a bus, prepositions, David. I'm an English teacher. I was on this bus, right, and even though I haven't got much long left of travelling, I had to think to myself, you know, I'm very fortunate. How many English people, English speakers, come to somewhere like Gómez Palacio, because walk around and explore and make a video of somewhere that reflects real life in Mexico. I was watching the ladies chatting and smiling on the bus, the grumpy solo old man, world weary and miserable, the young guys chatting, playing games on their phone. It was just a real reflection of real life in Mexico, and I'm incredibly lucky to be here to experience this. Presidencia Municipal, God, I can't speak anymore. It's got like a big eagle on the top. Gorditas Javier, that's right, we're gonna have some food, but not there, there's somewhere else I found. Unsurprisingly, the place I wanted to go to, Gordi Bachi, is closed. It says it's open on Google Maps. Yes, I think that's what the bus driver was telling me about. Looks like a classic Mexican mercado, the thing with the clock up the top. Yep, that's the one, Mercado Municipal, Jose Ramon Valdez. That's exactly what the bus driver said. Always trust bus drivers. They are always a fountain of information. Fruit and veg, meat and cheese. Someone told me that Lala cheese comes from Torreón. Amazing facts people tell you after doing a video there. Donde es comida? There must be food. I've never been in a municipal market without food. Oh, there's food. Brilliant.
Lleve la papa, lleve tomate, véngase. Papa y tomate, patrón, véngase.
This is cute, isn't it? Nice little enclosed food court. It's almost like a prison canteen. Well, I don't know, I've never been to prison. I was just doing that thing you do in Mexican markets when you're walking around and trying to pretend to be a local, like saying, enchiladas. It didn't work. I'm looking for gorditas, right? Where are the gorditas? You can see on the screen where they are now because they're right behind me, Hans. Katie, hi Han, is going to be the saviour of the day because they have gorditas discada, brilliant, something famous in Durango. So they have asado rojo as well. That is my ultimate favourite. Watch the Nombre de Dios video if you want to see me eat them. Pero una discada y dos asado rojo. Por favor. Gracias. Okay, I know we've had, she's just getting out of camera, I think she's uncomfortable. I know we've had gorditas in Durango a million times, as per the aforementioned Nombre de Dios, but I've got it again because it's been about 6 weeks since I was in Durango last, and I don't care. These are amazing, and I've been without decent gorditas for that long. I have discada, as I said, it's that famous thing that's originally made on like a round, what was it called? The farming thing that's on the plows. I've forgotten the name for it. Watch the other video. And it's got like sausage, pork. It's just complete meat-arama. And asada rojo, basically just meat in like a red sauce salsa. That's my absolute bloody favourite. We have salsa, so we have salsa roja, or is it roja or rojo? I never remember. And salsa verde. I'm a big fan of salsa verde. Recently, like in the olden days, I didn't really like it. I'm not one of these people that only puts like a tiny bit of salsa on. Put a bucket of it on, why not? This is asada rojo. The abuelita is back. I better say they're good. Let's do fake YouTube, food person. Oh my god. I don't need to do fake YouTube person because these are bloody brilliant. Oh my god. Look at that. When you have the meat with the salsa, also the salsa that I put on. Oh god. It's heavenly. A little bit, well done on the top, but on the bottom it's really soft. So, if you're new to Mexico, a gordita is bloody amazing. It's not like a tostada, so it's not like crispy. It's soft, bready, and insanely good. I was just telling the lady that the asado rojo has a similar sabor to bolognese. Similar flavour to bolognese. Sorry, Spanish speakers again. But we didn't see this before in Nombre de Dios. You can see like the big bits of sausage, right? Is it just a hot dog? I don't know, but it's salchicha. It's all good for me. Let's put some rojo salsa on this time. What a beauty. Oh god. You just saw a plethora of facial expressions as the taste developed in my mouth. The ham, I can really taste the hamon this time. It's I don't know what type of ham it is, but it's stunning. This is a meat lover's dream. Discada is amazing. Right, we had a bit of a chat, me and the woman in there. I didn't want to film it because it was either her not understanding or me not understanding. But we kind of got the gist. She was kind of telling me that those are the best ones in Gomez. Obviously she would say that, classic. But honestly they were, and I think something I've never said before, these people that cook this amazing food in these mercados particularly, it's usually women, they don't get enough credit because that food is effing exceptional. It's like Michelin star quality, but they should be on MasterChef. But they're not. Is there a Mexican MasterChef? I'm gonna have to look that up. Look at that bus, I know I keep saying, but they're just so pretty. And actually, smoking may be a good thing. Sorry. But you notice these things like this, like there are two shops there, and behind is like an old building, and at the top it looks kind of dilapidated, maybe, and maybe it's been converted, at least the lower floors. It's just interesting, you notice these things, it tells the history of a place. Bye bus. And this is real Mexico right here, on the ground. There's a guy with ice. I think he's getting on the bus selling the ice. And you get people, jumping on buses all the time like this in Mexico, selling lonches, which are the absolute best things ever, with pan frances. Yeah, he's getting on the bus. People playing guitars and stuff and music. Oh, what's he selling? Hola, buenas tardes. I can't really see because of the sun. Is he selling corn? Oh no, there's something on the back. Big fruit of some kind. I can't really see. There are Mexi dogs as well. Watch out for the hellhounds of Mexico. Here we are at the railroad. I'm going to cross the tracks. Apparently, I read that Gomez Palacio was once an important area in terms of Mexican industry and trade, in terms of cotton, wheat, and also shoes. But apparently there was some sort of industrial breakdown at some point in history, and everything basically moved to Torreon. I guess that could kind of explain why, when you think of this area, people, well, at least me, maybe I'm a bit biased because I've been there before, but I just think of Torreon. Gomez Palacio is kind of almost secondary. But it's really not. I think we've seen gorditas. Jesus Christ, amazing. Oh Lord, where am I going? I was going to say gorditas, right? They're a bit like cocaine. You just think, I'm going to have one. Next thing you know, you wake up in a dumpster 3 days later, you don't know what your name is. I feel so much fatter compared to an hour ago. Brilliant. I've just found something. If I was on death row and I was asked, you know, what is your final meal? Basically this entire list. Please, prison warden, birria, molitas. You know you're in Durango when there are molitas. They're like gorditas, but a bit different, I guess. Lonches de barbacoa. I would quite happily jump in the electric chair if it meant I could eat them. There's a train. I was just being attacked by Mexi dogs, as usual, but then I saw a beautiful angel. That train shut up. Oh, there we go. I see a train. The tank car people, are they like oil tankers? What on earth is this building? It looks like an abandoned building, but look at the bits there. It's clearly meant to be like that. Oh, it's a botanical garden. Parque Ecológico. La Esperanza. Esperanza. Hope, not embarazada, pregnant. Can I climb over the spiky bits? Probably not. But that's weird, isn't it? It's like, you know, it looks like an abandoned building, but inside is a Jardín Botánico. Okay, next to that fake abandoned building, there is an actual abandoned building. It's all fenced up, fenced off, I don't know. But I have found a bit that isn't. Gomez Palacio residents be like, you should be going to museums and malls. Bullshit. These are the places I enjoy. And also, malls? Why would I put that in a video? Okay, carry on walking and you can actually get in. What on earth was all this? This is the sort of thing that makes me come in my pants. Not literally, but look. You've got this tower. It's like the one out of Buffy the Vampire Slayer when it was built by crazy people and she had to jump off the top when she had to sacrifice herself to save the world, as you do. Let's hope it doesn't fall down. Look at this, lads. This is ghostly. What a view up to the sky through that little hole. Why are there circles in the floor? And why is it all, I don't know, this is a mystery. It's also graffiti hell. Let's go up to the next floor. Petrified 20-something Americans be like, is Mexico safe? I don't give a shit. If I die, I die. What's the worst that can happen? Okay. There isn't a staircase up to the next floor. Brilliant. There are holes, however, down to the bottom. So just after that, I got kicked out by the security guard, as you do. Well, maybe you should have better security if people can just waltz in. Reminds me of that video I saw of Mexicans, they were like construction workers going through the border wall with the States. Remember Trump? And they were like slipping through like a tiny gap and they were like, super seguro. Right, I'm waiting to see if there's a local bus that goes down this way. I'm sure there is. Back to Torreon, but I'm gonna stop off somewhere on the way first. Do I see a bus coming? No, that's an ice cream van. You're not gonna believe this, but the bloody cathedral's open. I think there's something going on in there though. That cathedral's got to be a highlight. It's like 4 tiers of pews. They're called pews, aren't they? The chairs you sit on. But the thing that really makes it... Am I drunk? The thing that really makes the difference are those big blue stained glass windows, all like different shades of blue. It's like an electric blue. Local bus towards Torreon. Towards is all I need, okay? A bit shaky. Love these local buses, as I said before, about, you know, just watching people watching. They're great just to see, you know, normal, regular, everyday people like you and me on a bus. Really, but it actually is. So here we are at our final stop. No, it's not a highway. Wait for it. It's the Eiffel Blimmin' Tower. You know what? This is a stupid thing, because months ago, when I first started researching what to do in Torreon and Gomez Palacio, this is one of the first things I saw. An Eiffel Tower in the middle of nowhere in Mexico. What in the name of Jesus? This is beyond hilarious, because 2 years ago I was in Paris, right? Doing literally exactly the same shots. Oh, dizzy. Shocked! Is this Paris? Anyway, yeah, bonjour, bonsoir, croissant, not croissant. Anyway, yeah, there's a love sign over here too. This is very European, because I swear, like, in literally every European city I've ever been to, there's been one of these love things. Oh, I can see myself now, kind of. Those things, love. Apparently this place is a nice place to come to, like, with your girlfriend. Love, 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 love. What good does it do? Absolutely nothing. Oh, here we go. Here's the reason for it. So these are the things you can't find online. It's, I think it's dedicated to a philanthropist, French philanthropist, I can't say that word, who kind of adopted this area, Lagunero, La Laguna. This whole area is known as that. And there's lots, that's his name, obviously, Christian Leopold. This is what's really cool. Over the road there's a Metro Bistro, and it's even got the same metro lettering as in Paris. Hola, abierto? Okay, before my battery dies, I'm sitting in the L of the love sign at the Eiffel Tower in Gomez Palacio. How bizarre. I had a crepe at that place, a red velvet crepe, 75 pesos with strawberry sauce, chocolate sauce, nuts, a side of hungry flies, as you can see from these images. I couldn't film because of Katy Perry in the background and also other various artists. It was quite sweet and sickly, but I think I needed that after today, after those gorditas. Jesus, they were amazing. There were a few things I wanted to say to end this, right? So the bus, I know to a Mexican it might seem a bit patronising. Some foreigner getting on a local bus, which is something you probably do every day, going like, oh wow, it's amazing. I get it completely, because if someone who wasn't from the UK got on a London bus and was doing that, I'd think, what a weirdo. But the fact is I am a foreigner, and even after all these years, it's still exciting for me because it's not something I grew up with. Yeah, Gomez, I really like this place. It's my kind of place. I don't need to go into the reasons why in terms of reality, authenticity and grittiness and grunginess and all that. It's just like Torreon in many ways, but it is different. I could definitely feel as though I was in Durango rather than Coahuila, if you know what I mean. It goes back to that rivalry thing. Is there a rivalry between the two? I don't know, because you know what Mexico's like. The best, the longest, the tallest, and I'm sure it's like that as well. Let me know your views on it in the comments. Someone did say to me in a comment to another video about Mexico is not just one country, and I thought about it. I was like, yeah, you're right. Although it is a country, it's made up of different states. It's the United States of Mexico, right, isn't it? I can't remember. And that's right, because when you think of Europe, right, yeah, you could say that Europe is a big country made up of smaller states, speaking different languages, different cultures, histories, you name it. And Mexico's a bit like that as well, you know. So if you are coming to Mexico for the first time, this is the advice bit again. Don't just think Mexico is the same everywhere. It's been my greatest learning in the last 3 years. You know, Sinaloa versus Yucatan versus Puebla, completely different, just as France, Hungary and Poland will be different. It's the same in Mexico. Interesting thought, right? My mind is blown. Gomez Palacio, you've been brilliant. So check out the end screens up there for all the playlists, and let's hope we get home on the bus. Thanks for watching, I'll catch you later.